Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel, and today we are going to study about the encapsulation. So what is encapsulation? So it is one of the fundamental concepts in OOPS. It describes the idea of wrapping data and methods that work on data within one unit. Okay, so basically whatever data you want to show to the customers or the user or the UI, some data needs to be hidden, right, or some access modifiers need to be restricted or prohibited. So there comes the encapsulation. Okay, so there are three types of access modifiers, that is public, private and protected. Okay, so public and protected are accessible within the class and its subclasses, whereas public is accessible outside the class also, but private is accessible within only within the class. Okay, so let's study how encapsulation works. Okay, so let's start with the class A, and then we'll write a constructor. Okay, then self, then we will take one name here, like we'll try to access the name and modify the name of a person. Okay, using encapsulation. Okay, so let's say this. So self dot name is equal to name. Okay, now let's define a method here, details, then okay, print, and my name is, and then self dot name. Okay, so this is the method we have created. Now let's create an object here, object of class A, and pass a name here. Okay, so a name is John. Then as you can see, if I call the method here, right, so it will print the name as John. Okay, so what is happening here is this is a public access specifier, public. Okay, access modifier. Okay, that means you can access it anywhere, like in the class and outside the class also. So let's try to access this outside the class. So print same, let's say outside the class, and then sorry, then I'll print ob dot name. Yeah, so as you can see, let's take this here. So as you can see, you can access the public access modifier within the class. Okay, right, that is this is within the class you are accessing, and this is outside of the class you are accessing. Okay, so this is how the public modifier takes place. Now in case if you change this name, okay, so ob dot name is equal to say Deadpool. Okay, so the name changes here. That means the public access modifier, if you change the name using the object, you can change it. So as you can see, both in class as well as outside the class, it changes the name. So this causes a problem in case of real world scenario. Okay, suppose your code is leaked and someone gets to know this, like the objects, then he or she can change your code entirely, right? So we need to prohibit the access of the modifiers, okay, or the objects. Okay, so there comes the encapsulation. So there are two types of encapsulating techniques, that is, one is protected and other is private. Okay, so in case you give a single underscore here, right, so it becomes a protected, and you can access it within the class and outside the class, and also you can change the name. Okay, so let's check this. So as you can see, my name is John. Outside of the John, the protected variable is like accessible. So let's write here protected. Okay, and let's comment out this part. Okay, so this is the protected one, and you can access it within the class and also outside the class. Okay, and now suppose if I try to change this, it will change in case of protected also. So as you can see, in case of protected it changes. Okay, but now in case of private, if you try to change this, Okay, so let's write a private here, access modifier. So how to initiate a private? By it initiates with double underscore here. Okay, so this is nothing but the private access modifier. So now in this case, if you try to change it, it won't change, and also you cannot access it outside the class. So as you can see, first let's get the details here. So my name is John, this is within the class. As you can see, there are two underscores here. So this is a private access modifier. Okay, that means that your variables are private. And now if I try to access it outside the class, it will throw an error. As you can see, a attribute has no object name. Okay, that means this is printed, but outside of the class it's not printing. Okay, so this is the private access modifier. And also if you try to change the name now, okay, it won't change. See, it is still my name is John. Okay, in case of private access modifier. So this is where encapsulation comes in picture. Okay, that means you cannot modify the variables or the object details in case of private member. Okay, but in case of protected and public, you can change it. And suppose in case of this also you want to change the variables, then there comes the getters and setters. Okay, so these helps us in changing the private variables. Okay, so let's see how it works. Okay, so let's take this code itself and modify some things. So we don't need this, so let's get rid of it. Okay, and then let's take this up. Okay, now what we will do is we need to specify a getter here. So how do you specify a getter? Get, then self comma name. Then what you need to do is self dot underscore underscore name is equal to name. Okay, and in case of setter, sorry, this is in case of set. Okay, setter, and in case of get, you just need to call the whatever you have set. Okay, that means you will just return the this self dot underscore underscore name. Okay, so now in case of this, let's comment this. Okay, so as you can see, if I call this, this will print my name is John. Okay, and if I try to call this, it won't change, it is still my name is John. Right now if I want to change this, then what I need to do is op dot set I need to pass the name now. Okay, and then if I call op dot get, it will change. So as you can see, the name has been changed. My name is Deadpool. Right, sorry, Deadpool. So you got this picture, right? So in case of setter, you just need to specify the name as private, and then you need to call it using getter. Okay, so this is the use of setter and getter when you want to modify the private variables. Okay, you cannot directly modify the private variables using the object. Okay, you need to have the setters and getters. Okay, in case of private. So this was all about the encapsulation. So what we have learned is, so public member is accessible anywhere, private is accessible only within the class, and protected is accessible within the class and also in subclasses. Okay, and you cannot modify the private variables. If you want to modify them, you need to make use of getters and setters. So this was all about the encapsulation. Hope you learned something and understood something. So if you like this video, do hit the subscribe button. Till then, take care. Bye bye.